The Cincinnati Bengals quietly drafted the guy who could anchor their offensive line for the next decade, and almost nobody is talking about him. While everyone was busy debating wide receivers and pass rushers, the Bengals made one of the smartest moves of the entire draft. A fourth-round pick who, if it weren't for a brutal injury history, would have been gone before Cincinnati even had a chance to grab him. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. We are talking about rookie center Connor Lew. And right now, most Bengals fans do not fully understand what this kid brings to the table. But by the end of this breakdown, you will. Because the tape does not lie, and what this tape shows is genuinely exciting. So here is the real question every Bengals fan needs to be asking. Is Connor Lew the long-term answer at center that Cincinnati has been searching for? Let me walk you through exactly what the film shows. Why this kid was stolen in the fourth round. Let's be completely honest about something. Connor Lew going in the fourth round was a gift. A straight-up gift to the Cincinnati Bengals. His injury history is the only reason he slid that far down the board. Scouts and front offices across the league get very nervous when they see a medical file that thick. But here is the thing, when this kid is healthy and on the field, he plays like a second or third round talent. Some evaluators even had him in the late first round conversation before the injuries piled up. The Bengals saw the value. They took him anyway. And that is exactly why you trust this front office. Now here is what really matters. Connor Lew is not just a depth piece or a project. The plan is for this man to eventually become the starting center for Cincinnati. He is being groomed as the direct replacement for Ted Karras once Karras' time in Cincinnati is done. That is not a small statement. That is the Bengals saying, we believe in this kid enough to hand him the most important interior line position on the entire offense. The center is the quarterback of the offensive line. Every protection call, every blitz pickup, every defensive front adjustment runs through that position. And they want Lew running it. But wait until you hear what the film actually reveals about how his football brain works, because this is where it gets really interesting. The football IQ that makes him special here is what separates good offensive linemen from great ones. It is not always raw power. It is not always size. It is the ability to read a defense before the snap and react faster than the defense can execute their plan. And Connor Lew does this at a level that is genuinely rare for a rookie. Watch him against stunts and blitzes. The moment the defense starts moving, his eyes process the information almost instantly. He identifies who the real threat is, adjusts his assignment on the fly, and gets his body in the right position. Against a three-man rush with multiple defenders targeting the same gap, Lew stays disciplined. He does not chase ghosts. He locks onto his man, maintains his block, and gives the quarterback time to operate. The quarterback escapes the pocket cleanly and picks up a solid gain, and that happens directly because Lew did his job without panicking. That is not flashy. Nobody in the stands is cheering for it. But every offensive line coach in the NFL is circling that play on film and nodding their head. And then there is the second-level blocking, and oh man, this is where Lew really starts to show you something special. Who is to blame when a running play gets stuffed at the line? Drop a name in the comments below, offensive lineman, running back, or play caller. Most interior offensive linemen do their job at the point of attack and stop there. They make their block, the play moves past them, and they coast. Connor Lew is not built like that. This kid is still driving blocks 15 yards downfield. 15 yards. That is not a center doing the bare minimum. That is a center who actually wants his running back to score. The angles he takes to reach the second level are smart and decisive. He does not drift. He does not hesitate. He picks a path, accelerates into it, and executes the block that springs the running back into open space. One play in particular shows him releasing from the line, getting to the linebacker level, making the block, and the result is a wide-open touchdown. That play does not happen without Lew doing exactly what he was supposed to do, and doing it with effort that goes way beyond what is required. His hand usage and pass protection is also worth highlighting. Quick, independent hands that work separately to redirect force and control the defender's momentum. When a defensive tackle tries to bull rush him straight into the backfield, Lew resets his base, refits his hands, and neutralizes the push. The quarterback stays clean. The pocket stays intact. That is the job. And he is doing it. But every prospect has weaknesses. And this film breakdown does not hide them, so let's get into it. The areas that still need work here is the honest truth about Connor Lew at this stage of his career. He is not a finished product. There are real concerns on tape, and pretending they do not exist does nobody any favors. His biggest weakness right now is pure strength in the run game. When a bigger, more powerful defensive tackle decides to just bulldoze straight into him, Lew can struggle to hold his ground. He concedes some yardage. He gets pushed back into the backfield on certain plays. For a team that wants to establish the run and protect Joe Burrow in a clean pocket, that is something that has to improve. It is not disqualifying, almost every young center deals with this, but it needs to get better with NFL-level strength and conditioning work. There are also moments where his shoulder positioning and pass protection gets him in trouble. A defender gets outside leverage and threatens to turn the corner. Lew recovers on some of these. He holds on long enough for the ball to leave Burrow's hand, but the initial positioning puts him in a tough spot that a more experienced lineman avoids entirely. And in the run game, there are a handful of plays where defenders cross his face and find the running lane before he can seal them off. Now, and this is important, not every one of those plays is entirely on Lew. On at least one of those breakdowns, the running back makes a cut that actually runs him directly into his own blocker. That is a running back decision, not a center mistake. Context matters when you are evaluating film. The point is this. The weaknesses are real, but they are coachable. They are the kind of things that a strong off-season program and NFL-level experience can genuinely fix. The verdict on Cincinnati's hidden gem here is where everything lands. Connor Lew is a fourth-round pick who plays with the football intelligence of someone drafted much higher. His ability to read stunts and blitzes, his effort on the second level, his hand technique and pass protection, all of it points to a player who understands the game deeply and competes on every single snap. The strength concerns are noted. The occasional technique breakdowns are noted. But this kid is a rookie. He is not supposed to be perfect right now. He is supposed to show you enough to believe in the future, and the tape absolutely shows you that. The Cincinnati Bengals did not just draft a depth piece. They drafted the next starting center for one of the most exciting offenses in the entire NFL. The guy who will protect Joe Burrow. The guy who will open holes for their running backs. The guy who will run the protection calls that keep this offense humming for years to come. Connor Lew is the future of this offensive line. And the rest of the league has no idea what is coming.